Hello everyone, I'm Barbara and this is Bed Talk, where I'm explaining feminism to my son. Today's topic is things that we shouldn't say to boys. I choose this topic today for a couple of reasons, and one of them is because I think it's important to tell to people who thinks feminism is a hate on men, that it's not true. The feminism is including men as well, obviously, because sexism doesn't happen only with women. When I was pregnant and we got the news that we're having a boy, I was sad a little bit because I wanted a girl. Obviously, I just wanted to have a healthy child, but deep down, I wanted more a girl. And then I realized eventually, I have this power that I can teach my son. I can raise a man who is respectful towards women, towards other people who are different, and just be a more sensitive human being. So that's a great opportunity to make the world a better place. And because white male has a bigger chance to have an easier, happier life and has more rights, has the more power also to change the world. When my father met with Alberto for the first time, and at one point he started to cry because he was hungry or whatever, my father's first reaction was, Alberto, boys don't cry. And which is so insane. Like, also saying this to a baby, but yeah, saying this to a boy. And my mother and I immediately were saying, no, it's not true. Boys can cry as well. And it's not my father's fault, like he grew up in a society and in a certain surroundings and certain time when people in society was expecting men to act like this, to not cry and to not dance or play with dolls and stuff like this. So toxic masculinity is something that we are kind of aware of now in the last couple of years, but generations over generations grew up with this kind of beliefs that men should act and be and look like in a certain way. And today I'm going to talk about these things, that why these are not true and why we should unlearn these and teach our boys differently. Toxic masculinity has three behaviors or beliefs. First of them is suppressing emotions or making distress. The second one is maintaining an appearance of hardness. And third is violence as an indicator of power. And when I say suppressing emotions, I'm thinking about saying stuff like boys don't cry or man up, stuff like this. I don't agree with this, obviously, because boys are also human beings with emotions, and and they also need to release these emotions. When when you got hurt, you have a trauma, you have something to cry on, that you have to cry it out, because if not, then you're keeping these emotions inside, and two things can happen. It can blow up as anger and you start to destroy things, or which happens a lot, or it can stay inside of you and it can transform it to some kind of disease, as cancer or bowel diseases. So yeah, men also should express emotions as crying, because I made a video about crying when I'm explaining why it's important what happens in your body when you're crying, and why it scientifically helps you to release stress and anxiety. So you should watch it. Letting your tear runs free is usually portrayed as a sign of weakness instead of growth or acceptance, or dealing with your trauma. And we should stop doing that, and let boys also cry. You can hear a lot, boys will be boys, which also triggers me a lot. The sentence applies that boys can do whatever they want, and for example, if they like a girl and they are pulling their hair, then I heard this so many times when I was a child. It's like, oh, it's a boy behavior, or oh, this is how they are showing they like you. Yeah, this shouldn't be accepted, because this transforms when they become men and grown up. This transforms to a manipulation tactic that absolutely disrespectful, and they are hurting you as showing that they like you, and it shouldn't be like this. If you like someone, then treat them well and with kindness, and that's it. Too often in movies and in TV shows, men are portrayed in a way that they are, tough macho men, and they are a little bit violent, and they are really strong and big, and doesn't have so much emotions. They don't talk a lot, maybe, and use violence to solve problems and to save the girl, because the girl also always needs to be saved, but that's again another video. And these movies and series are normalizing a certain behavior, this power dynamic between men and women in relationships, while making it look appealing, and that's so toxic. And also not showing in these movies the friendships between men and women, because there's not so much movies which are about friendships. That also shows that the only relationship that a man can have with a woman is a trophy or an enemy, which again objectifies really strongly the women. And these movies are also showing that, a man again needs to look in a certain way, like you have to be tall and strong and handsome, which pushes men into unrealistic expectations. Because, if someone born with 160 centimeters can be 180, and that's it. So it's or has a different body structure or whatever. Commercial break. Men should always make the first move. Again, something that we need to unlearn. Women can also make the first move. There's nothing wrong about this. If a man feels intimidated by that, then it's their problem. It's the same with paying. Like, men should pay the bills on the day. That's so not the case. You can, split the bill, or one time you are paying, the other one the girl is paying. It's something that we should, chill out about. Okay, this one is a strong one. Don't tell them how to dress. Tell them not to rape. This is a huge topic by itself. Can be another video. There's a lot of research about this, that women who get raped, they were just wearing normal clothes. And when I say normal clothes, this means that not hookerish, meaning not showing so much skin. The action of rape and dressing is not something that connects. And also, if I wear something that shows my skin, my body, that doesn't mean that I can be raped. And it's insane that society is thinking like this. So we should teach our sons that no means no, and I don't know or silent or whatever means no, and only yes means yes. And that's it. It's quite simple if you think about it. All these restrictions, when you're combining it together, implies that there's only one certain way to be a man, and that is obviously not true. It's not the case, and it cuts out the beautiful journey of self-discovery and understanding what kind of person you are or your child is, which, you know, all boys deserves to have this kind of journey, which is amazing. So I think parents should have open, real communications with their child, with their kids, where you can be vulnerable, you can show emotions without and share emotions without being judged, because I think the roots of toxic masculinity begin at home, and it's important to let our kids run free instead of beating them into submissions. And I can't wait to see what kind of human is going to be Alberto. So I hope this episode was also interesting and you learned something. See you in the next video. Ciao.